Welcome back guys to Smashcake Tuning, and today we will be doing the oil shocks, body posts, bumpers, diffuser, and the antenna. Now, like I said, I have most of the electronics but not all of them. I just need my ECU or ESC and motor, and we're all set to go after this episode until I get the electronics. After I install the electronics, the episode after that will be on tuning and whatnot. Recently I have been kind of skipping ahead, but this time, since this is a really vital part, I'm just going to go through the whole thing. Not in a way where it's like, I'm going to do a whole shock, next shock, and just show you, it's more of a, part by part. But with that being said, let's get started. So the bag that we're going to be using is bag 7 for this part. I think the note about bag 7 is that, let me get this in focus, is that it does come with a bunch of rubber parts, so you just want to be kind of careful. These are the gaskets, and you don't want to lose those. So you be careful where you put these, because there's a lot of chemicals that can degrade rubber. So just be aware of your environment where you build these. So let's just get this open and see our first steps and go through this. So I just got the bag open, and now it's time to go through the parts. They're all separately bagged, so that's really cool. Here's your oil, very important. If you do not have that, contact the seller. Without it, you're pretty much screwed. So you should end up with something like this. You got your bag, your bags of shock bodies, your springs, grommets and caps and whatnot, and your gaskets. So let's get to building. So our first step says to open the O-ring thing. So this will cover the shock caps and stuff. Oh shit. So this is how it should go. You're gonna take one of these like axles kind of looking thing, and then you're gonna get these metal kind of stoppers. I'm not sure what they're called. E-rings, and you're just gonna put them on right here. Actually, you know what? You start from the bottom because you're gonna put it on anyway. If I can get this on. For this part, you're gonna take one of these bodies, and you're gonna take off the adjustment ring for this part. Next, you're gonna take the piston you just made and drop it in. Can you focus for that? Oh well, can't. But you put it through. So I guess you gotta take it apart completely for this part, including the top part, and you just drop it in. Alright. So now you're gonna take your adjustment ring and you're gonna put a O-ring over it. And that's the rubbery thing. And that's gonna sit in there somehow. Like so. Next, you're going to put back the top, I think. No, you don't. Not yet. You're gonna put that back on. And you might notice a little bit more resistance, and that's okay. That's the rubber working. This might take a while, guys. Make sure you don't damage the rubber either.
2,000 years later.
Okay, so the trick is to get this on is put a little bit of oil on the inside of the gasket or O-ring, and then you push into it until you feel the threads and you start twisting. Yeah, so if you have trouble putting it in like I did, just put a little bit of this oil and it'll work. It's actually pretty good oil actually. I wish they gave you more though. I feel like they should have gave you more. But with that being said, we're on to the next part. And the next part is more oiling, and that is to put a bunch of, there's 4 pieces onto it, the bottom cap and the bunch of O-rings and stuff. So let's do that. So first part, we are doing the O-ring spacer. So that just looks like a cylinder, so it must be this small little black thing that goes in here. I might just oil up the whole thing. So I'm just gonna pull this out and oil it. Ha, that's what you, no, I'm kidding. But a little bit, not too much. Close it up so it doesn't spill. Just kind of rub it in. And drop it down back into the cylinder. And so take this. I didn't say which side, but make sure the side with the hole is facing into the piston. And then you're gonna take the O-ring, and that's a flat disc. Except it's not in here. Oh, this must be the O-ring. It's this white clearish plastic rubbery thing that goes in right there. I just couldn't see it because it's see-through, transparent. But then you're gonna get the O-ring cover, which probably looks something like this. Yeah, it's this. And you're gonna go ahead and push that with the stacked end up, facing towards the in that direction. Then you're gonna take your cap and put it back on. There we go. Alright, so next part we are putting on the ball cap, and it's a 1mm distance or thread, whatever you want to call it. And so basically just take one of these and you screw it into I don't know if that's already threaded. It's not already threaded, no. So it says here to grab it with the tool you had before, and you're gonna hold it right into that groove, and you're gonna clamp down on that, and you're gonna put it on. So something like this. Oh shit. So I got the ball joint on. Now it's time to start plunging it, and basically you're gonna fill this up with shock oil, and you're just gonna go up and down until all the air holes are completely settled. And then one last time you're gonna pull it all the way down and put a cap on it. So should look something like this. So just a little bit under. Just gonna keep plunging it. Add a little bit more. Plunge it. Add a little bit more. Plunge it. And it looks good. So now we're just gonna go ahead and put the cap on. The trick about putting the cap on is that you want to have it so it's at an angle, and so it should look like something like this. Just like that. And yeah, you might get oil on the side. Just spread it around. It's good lubricant, so use it all. It's good to have a tissue or a towel nearby to wipe your fingers, but I don't think it's that necessary, especially when you're gonna get it probably dirty anyway. So we got that. Now it's time to put
It is time.
The top plastic cap. So that's on this tree, and it's this one. It's this one, and it's gonna go
So far up my arse.
right there. And then you're gonna put the top cap on. Make sure it's straight though. It's not straight. After that's done, get a piston that returns back to its position. Here's a nice piston. Okay, so now, or shock. So now we're gonna do that again, and this time no pauses. So, remember, first part, O-ring, helps to use the included tool. And now you're going to put the 3-hole down, face down, plus another one of those. Use the tool. If I can get it. Okay. So then you got that again. Get a shock body, take off all the elements off of it. My hands are too oily. Jesus. Put the O-ring in. And it goes in a lot easier because you already have oil on your finger. Remember the tip I told you? Put a little bit of oil in the top. You just kind of roll it around. Get the shock body, put it back in, push and turn until you feel the threading straight. Of course it has to be straight when you put it in. So push and turn. Nope, didn't get it. By far maybe one of the hardest parts, but it's not hard at all. So this part is actually complicated, but it's not hard to do. This is by far going to be the longest episode because of the process, but that's okay. It's for your guys' knowledge. So I'm gonna do that. You're gonna put it through and gonna wanna hold it, not on the threading because that would be bad, but right at the shaft. You're gonna take one of those ball socket. You're gonna screw it on. So I've done the shocks now, all of them. Now it is the installation of the springs, which will look a little something like this. It's pretty simple. You just obviously get the bag open for the springs. And these are very nice springs, by the way. Just wish they came in white, but that doesn't matter. they do their job fine and they do it good. And then you're gonna need the retainers. All I do is slip these over and put the retainer. Small side, it goes up. So you get something like this. They're kind of flapping around, but that's for the adjustment to come in play. Same goes for the other ones. Put them on. Does it matter? What the hell is going on with my lights? But okay, then you take regular, compress these, and you take the retainer. And my lights are going crazy. My house might be haunted. But
Jesus Christ.
okay, if I try it the other way. That slips right over.
2,000 years later.
Okay, so I installed the shocks onto the body. Now we're working on the bumper and the body mounts. This is a simple task that only requires the parts basically. It's not even that much, it's just screwing stuff in. Yeah, anyway, so we're gonna need bag 8 and part of bag 4. So I hope you didn't use those screws because those we still need. So just gonna open that up. Use those. Gonna need that. And gonna need that body post. We're gonna need this, and it's got a really nice diffuser, and this metal plate, which is, I'll explain later. Okay, so first part is you get the body mount thing, or the mount. Might want to just use these holes to punch these out for now. And basically you're going to open this bag. And you're going to take body mount, body post, so you should end up with something that looks like this. Now what we're going to do is just so from this side you're looking at it, you want to put it on like so. Okay, so then you should get something like this with the top cover on. From here, you're just gonna put it straight onto the body, and if you want, you can put on the pins already, which I'm probably gonna do. So you're gonna get your body, and you're gonna put it in the front. So you're just gonna flip it upside down. Take 2 flats. And screw it down. Okay, so I've mounted the body posts and the bumper and rear diffuser. And now it is time to do the antenna. So you're gonna need this piece here, the antenna cover, this rubbery thing, and that's gonna fit inside of that, just like that, simple and easy. Next part is that you're gonna get that long screw that you got from before and the long flat. Long flat, not that one. Long flat. You're also gonna need 2 of these pink parts here. And yeah, and this butterfly shaped thing here. So, but this is optional. I'll explain a little bit more later. But this goes into the upper deck here, like this, and that is all fitted with this, and this. So first off, it's going to go in through the body. It might help to actually remove the upper deck for this process, so let's just go ahead and do that. Get this cord out of the way. Okay, so now we're gonna undo this. Okay, so for me, I'm gonna mount it in the middle, but what's cool is that they'll give you this little notch to feed the antenna wire from your receiver through. For the receiver I am using a FSGR3E receiver, and this is actually an extra I got. There was one that came with the remote, but I'll just put this one on for demonstration. I'll leave this product in the description for where you can get it. They're not too expensive. It's actually a really good receiver for the price, so I'm gonna go ahead and use this. So you take it out, and immediately your first impression is, wow, how is this long wire going to get it into? So the thing is that you just want some of it to go through, and then you curve it off. So then now you have extra space to put it wherever you need to put it. So now we're going to tighten them together and see how that goes. So I've just installed it, as you can see here, and from here on you're going to actually, what you're going to do now is put it back on, I suppose. So I've just mounted the antenna. I just found out what the pink things were for, and that is for the mount for the battery pack in the back. I don't think I'm going to install that, unfortunately, because there are of that, and it's just not necessary. Especially with the case of my fingers right now, they hurt a lot from screwing the allergy, and over time these get really uncomfortable. So yeah, but I'll leave plenty of examples in the back of the back battery thing. This has been Smashcake. It's been a pleasure, and I hope you like, sub, and comment just anything really. And I hope you have a good day. Like always, this is Smash.